So Meta fact checkers cuts will allow the spread of racist misinformation, MPs have said. We're going to read into this more from The Independent, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from The Independent with the headline that Meta fact checkers cuts will allow the spread of racist and misinformation, MPs say. The social media giant's decision to replace the third-party fact checkers with a user-generated community notes system has been heavily criticised. Now, I've talked a little bit about this change, and we know that Mark Zuckerberg has kind of has deliberately rolled back on this because he didn't want to incur the wrath of Donald Trump. He knows that he's just basically bowed down to pressure. He knows that he's a company who has tried to be. Have they been perfect? Absolutely not. Do I use Meta? Yes, I do. Of course I use Meta, guys. Why would I not use Meta? I understand why some people don't use it. I understand the spread of misinformation could be allowed out there, but the reality is there's lots of misinformation out there. Obviously, it's a lot worse on Twitter, X, but there is a lot of that in a lot of places, and it's unfortunately there will be a spread of misinformation. Now, I don't know about racist misinformation. I can't speak on that. I don't engage in lobbying on Facebook with people. I really don't. I choose not to. I've as some people may or may not know, I do have a Facebook page not related to politics that has quite a massive following, and there have been some bad apples that I've come across on that platform with the work that I've done on there. So I know that there are obviously some bad apples, but there's the same. But the thing is, it's like, to me, it's like it's the same here on YouTube. You're always gonna get people who don't understand, who are people who are just plain dummies. You're going to get those kinds of people. Like, I see people in the comments all the time who, with the way their names are put, it's like they create like multiple accounts probably, or they're bots, to try and just say that claim that everything that you say is wrong. There are some people who disagree with you and are respectful in the way they come across, but there's a lot of it is just, your first instinct is that really someone actually talking to you, or is that a bot saying that? No. I don't know how Meta's going to do going forward, and I wonder if they're going to change at all. If for some reason in the next 4 or 5 years, if somehow Democrats get back into power, I'm not holding my breath on that at the moment. Maybe it will change, maybe it won't. But I don't know. I do believe misinformation will spread one way or another anyway. Like, you can't completely stop it. So Meta's removal of third-party fact-checkers from its platforms will allow racist misinformation to spread, MPs have warned. The social media giant denied that it was ending fact-checking on its app, but was instead moving to a system which is more scalable, following feedback from its users. In January, Meta boss Mark Zuckerberg announced the changes, saying at the time that fact-checkers were too politically biased and were having an impact on free expression. They're seen by many as an attempt to get closer to pro-free speech on the stance of the incoming Trump administration. During an appearance before MPs on the Science, Innovation and Technology Select Committee, Chris Yudu, Meta's Director of Public Policy for Northern Europe, said the decision to replace third-party fact-checkers with a community note system in the US and to reduce content modernization on some topics was based on feedback that debate on sensitive issues were being suppressed. This is particularly the US, we have to also state in this bit. The committee noted that Meta had previously submitted evidence to it that third-party fact-checking was a key part of the firm's approach to combating misinformation. Yeah, I mean, you're still going to have those, like, even on X, like, you still get community notes saying that the information they put out is wrong still. You still get that every now and then. Mr. Yor was asked by an MP on the committee how this fitted with leaked guidelines for the changes content modernization approach and community note system, which shows the site would now allow a range of transphobic, racist, and anti-Semitic statements, including statements such as trans people don't exist and immigrants are filthy or Jews are greedier than Christians, which were labelled racist misinformation by the committee. Yep, I agree. They are all racist comments, all of them. In response, Mr. Yutu said, I accept that some of those are difficult for the community that are affected to hear. Yeah, you don't say. We have received feedback over the months and years in that some cases, some areas of debate were being suppressed too much on our platform, and that some conversations, while challenging, should have a spread to be discussed. Yeah, but there's a line, and you're opening that line up, and you're opening that line up to conversations that people should not be having on your platforms. But we retain clear rules and community standard prohibiting content which designs to incite violence. Responding to Mr. Yutu's, Emily Darlington MP asked whether Meta believed that there was a genuine debate around the example statements on trans people, Jewish people, and immigrants. We've had feedback that topics that have become a part of mainstream discourse, conversations around some of the issues that happen among members of the public that happen in newspapers, were being suppressed on our platforms in a way which was too aggressive, Mr. Yutu has said. Where people make statements that violate our policies, they will be actioned equally. We've had that feedback that there are topics where the views that there should be more room for debate and conversation. The committee chair, Chai Oron MP, warned Meta that by allowing such statements to appear on the platform, they were in fact amplifying such content. It's not the same as a conversation in somebody's home, she said. Yeah, that's true. You know, you can have conversations at home are basically private. We're talking about an open air bubble that people can read. This is something that is going to be seen in their feeds. Chris Morris, the chief executive of independent fact-checking charity Full Facts, said Meta was dismantling processes that led users to good information online. Meta's claim that it is not ending fact-checking in the US isn't credible and lacks content, he said. Replacing experts trained to establish facial accuracy with a community notes model designed to reach consensus, risk skewing information circulating on Meta platforms towards what some users think rather than what the evidence says. Community notes have a role to play in improving our online conversation, but it's not the same as independent fact-checking. Elsewhere during the session, where representatives from TikTok and Elon Musk's X were also giving evidence, Ms. Darlington clashed with X executive Wilfredo Fernandez over the firm's content policies. She read out a violent threat made to her in replies to her own posts on X, as well as a string of racist, anti-Semitic, homophobic, and violent posts from the same account that were also posted to the platform. Is this acceptable under the guise of free speech on X these days? She asked Mr. Fernandez. The executive said the comments were abhorrent and that he would ensure that our team take a look. But when pressed on whether the account in question would be removed, he added that he can't make any assurances. Why not? This is why so many people left the platform, because you are allowing people to make these comments. This is exactly why people left the platform, because you're allowing exactly this kind of language. You're allowing this kind of language on the platform, and then you're up in arms in why these people, and then you wonder why good people, why advertisers and businesses are avoiding X. You wonder why. You've just literally given the answer right there. When you can't even make assurances that people who are deliberately and intentionally using this kind of language towards others, and you wonder why people are leaving. How obvious does it need to be? I can assure you that our teams will review under the term of service, and I'm sorry that you've had to experience that, he said. No, you're not sorry. You're just saying that. Mr. Fernandez also refused to be drawn on whether the sharing of videos of Mr. Musk's recent gesture at a Donald Trump rally, widely interpreted as a Nazi salute, was appropriate and made X a safer platform. There's no point in having that conversation with him. I think there's a lot of discussion on that, and that's why the platform allows for people to debate and discuss it. He said, "Yeah, he's not gonna comment on it, because if he says anything, he knows what it is. He can't tell people what it is, because if he does, he's going to lose his job from Elon Musk." Like, it's just, yeah, you're not, like, for me, like, there is a discussions among people about, I don't know if there's any groups or campaigns to have X removed from the UK. I don't know if there's such a campaign out there at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is one. to have them removed, even in from Europe, because you know, social media now these days. I'm lucky that YouTube is very good and is strong, has strong enough robust systems that if anybody tries to attack me in the comments, it stays hidden away. I mean, I still see all comments, even if ones are vile towards me, because I've had death threats even before from people on them, just because we have political disagreements. But the problem is that the comments, they get hidden, those comments on YouTube. If you make them, they get hidden, so the rest of the people don't see them. But the problem is, it's not the same on X. It's not the same on. It's not being dealt with. There's not been any accountability. You know, if somebody in public made racist, homophobic, or slurs or whatever in public towards someone, like someone's shouting and screaming like that at somebody, right, on the street, right? They would call the police, and the police would arrest them for it, right? Now, someone does the exact same thing online, it's seen differently. That's not right. Just because you can do it online doesn't mean that you shouldn't be held accountable for them. Like people calling for during the riots in the UK, calling for the setting that hotel on fire, for example. And there were people literally calling for that. These people deserved jail time. They deserve to be punished for saying such comments, because you're literally advocating for the killing of people. And then people were saying, oh, you can't say bad things online or you'll get arrested. Well, it's like, you're calling for the deaths of people. You're literally calling for attempted murder. Like, and you wonder why those people got arrested. Now you can't call out attempted murder and expect not to get arrested or face charges for it. I mean, hello? Like, you won't say it out in public, but you think it's okay to still say it behind a keyboard? No, it's not okay. People don't. There's a lot of people who just think that they can, because they hide behind a screen, because they don't have their faces shown, and they think they can say and do whatever they want. You know why I have, one of the reasons why I have a camera is because to show that I am real, that I'm not just another YouTuber, another YouTuber out there. I want people to know exactly who I am and what I'm saying. And yes, putting my face out there does put me at risk, I'm not gonna lie, but I'd rather be open and honest about who I am, rather than the possibility that I could be that I might not be that I might be how can I put this, that I might be a fake persona or something in some way, shape or form. I think it matters to me. That's my personal view. I understand some people don't, but anyways, I'm getting completely sidetracked here. But there needs to be accountability for people who make threats online. There needs to be accountability for that, and there doesn't seem to be enough of it. But what do you guys think? What do you guys make of Meta's fact-checking? What do you guys make in allowing the spread of misinformation, and how important it is to combat misinformation, disinformation online? Let me know your thoughts and more on this story down in the comment section below. If you found this video informative or helpful in any way to you, hit that like button. Share this across social media so other people are aware of this video as well. Sharing it across different social media platforms gets the conversation going. We always want to have a conversation about this. Hopefully we can have a respectful one down in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't to this channel as well. Really does help support as well. If you want to financially support me in the work that I do, hit that join button. You can join the membership for 99p, get you access to custom emojis, members community posts, and maybe the odd members only video as well. And you can also check out the Rumble and Patreon as well for free content, which is exclusively on those platforms as well. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.